Well, we have another manufacturer who's done the walk of fame, or should I say, walk of shame. Yes, we have another manufacturer who's joined the list of recalls on bicycles that have an issue. And this bicycle manufacturer is Cervelo. So they're recalling the Caledonia and the R5. So let's roll our intro and let's have a bit of a discussion what this is all about, this recall, and what particular bikes does it cover that are going to be recalled. Just before we jump into the video, I just want to let you all know that I've signed up to Rumble. Now, the reason why I've signed up to Rumble is because I've noticed, being a consumer on YouTube, that the ads have increased on video. I think they had an update recently, and ever since that update, I can see that they're putting a lot more ads in the videos, especially in the middle of the videos, and some of them are really, really long, and you can't skip them. So if you're like me, you're having a bit of an issue with how many ads YouTube are having, then jump over to Rumble. I'll put the link right here and go up and sign up there. Now, Rumble is not as fine-tuned as YouTube. It hasn't got the functionality, but it plays the videos fine, and they're very good and watchable. But what is the great thing about Rumble is you only get an ad at the beginning of the video. Then there's no ads for the total of the video. So you can watch the video uninterrupted, which I think is a really good offer that Rumble are making. And yeah, there's a lot of other good content as well. So if you're one of those people like me who's a bit irritated by the ads, jump over to Rumble and give us a subscribe. Well, the two bikes in question here are the R5 and the Caledonia, and I've just got them written down here. So I'm just going to read out exactly what those bikes are. So if you're one of those people who owns one of these products, you'll know exactly what it is. Now, apparently there's a number that's written on the actual bike, and it's got to do with the handlebars, and it says the ST31LT. They're the replacement stems that need to be done, because apparently it's the stem and the handlebar that's giving the problem. And the hazard that they're stating is the handlebars on the bicycles can slip in the stem and cause the rider to lose control, posing a fall hazard. Now, the actual bikes are the pretty high-end bikes. So what we're looking at is the two models are the Caledonian and the R5. And they're ones that are fitted with the Durace Di2, the red ETAP axis, the Force ETAP axis, and the Force ETAP axis on the R5, and also the Integra Di2. And obviously the frame sets R5, R5, R5. Jumper visor replica, lime black, and the 5 black. And with the Caledonia, it's the Caledonia 5 with the Durace Di2 Oasis, and the Caledonia with red ETAP axis, and the frame set Aqua Pearl, frame set Oasis. And you need to look for the stem that needs to be replaced, which is the ST31LT. So what Cervelo are going to do, they should immediately stop using the two recalled models of Cervelo bicycles and Cervelo replacement stems, and contact their authorized Cervelo dealer to arrange for a re-repair and replace the faceplate. So that is what they want you to do. So if you've got one of these bikes, what Cervelo wants you to do is to stop ride and take it back to their closest dealer. Now, I also would recommend that, because even though I know it's a bummer and you can't ride your bike, you don't want to be having an incident or an accident where you could probably end up in hospital. And it was the same with Canyon. They had a problem with their handlebars, and it's exactly the same thing. It's a stop ride notice. Now, what is really concerning at the moment about all of these bikes is this is not just Canyon or now Cervelo. You know, we've had the the Trek bikes, and also Cannondale had a problem, but they didn't have a recall on it. But there's been quite a number of bikes now that have had recall. Specialized have had one. I think Trek had a fork one. There's Cervelo, and also there is, yeah, I think that's all of them. I think that's all of them. But it's quite a lot of bikes that are being affected. Now, when you talk about these parts that they're having issues with, they're not parts that like have a new design, like the integrated, which, well, I suppose the specialized one was the new integrated stem. But with Canyon and the Cervelo one, and also the Trek one, which was the forks, they're things they've been making for some time. They're not something that they've just designed, they've moved to a new design. So it's a bit concerning that these are products they've been making for decades and not just some new design, and they're having problems with it. And of course, we know that the quality control is being poor, but obviously now they're stretching that so far that it's actually becoming dangerous for the riders, which is really, really concerning. And I'm glad that they put this notice out. I know this is some negative press for these companies, but on the flip side, it's great that they've identified this and they're willing to change them, and they want to make the product better, which is a really good thing because, as I said, even though it's a negative thing, and I'm making a little bit of fun of it at the beginning of the video, the walk of shame, it's actually good that they're recalling them and they're protecting riders from having serious injury. Well, anyway, guys, leave your comments down below and let us know if you've got a Cervelo, one of these bikes, and what are you going to do? Are you got access to a local Cervelo dealer? Or if you've already had it repaired, what was your experience when you had it repaired? Did they swap it over really quickly? Was it like, put it in for in the morning and in the afternoon you picked up your bike and it was all done? You had really good service from the Cervelo agents. So give us that information down below so us as a community can sort of feel a bit better about the fact that we got a Cervelo bike, but it was fixed very, very quickly. Okay, guys, that's where I'm going to leave it, and I will see you next vid. Cheers.